just when I wanted to start. Welcome, good morning, Rockstars. It's the Friday of week number 2 in the One Funnel Away challenge, and well, you can hear my dog having his morning breakfast in the background, which is really low because he weighs like 70 kilos. I wanted to take you on the journey the epiphany that I had yesterday. So we're talking about hooks and stories and how your squeeze page has to have a hook to draw people in, and your ad has to have that, and you're wondering how to get that hook every day. So in the Expert Secrets book, there is a epiphany bridge script, and Steve Larsen had a coaching call yesterday and he told a story, and it was exactly the script. So I've been seeing the script, didn't really sleep last night. I'm so excited. So I've seen the script everywhere. So today I started writing out the intro for the podcast, Wealth Rockstar Radio. So I used that exact same script, and I got it lying around here on the computer upstairs. So it's not really lying around here, but it's like modeled after the Marketing Secrets podcast or the Funnel Hacker TV intro. So he says, "Hi, how is it possible that," and then the struggle begins, that we entrepreneurs, he wants more food. So how is it possible that we as an entrepreneur can still market our products and services without taking on VC money? And that's all the struggles and everything in one. So the entire epiphany bridge script, and I really have to give him food because he just starts barking now, and I have to just toss something at him. Just give me a minute. So, as I was saying, the epiphany bridge script is everywhere, and I introduced that in my intro of Wealth Rockstar Radio. So I've been struggling as an entrepreneur, as under that. I just hit 40, and I realized that I wanted to stay home more with my family and just enjoy actually seeing my kids growing up. So that's what Wealth Rockstar Radio is about, and how I go through that journey on just quitting my job without actually having a plan. And it's a little bit a mix of Stephen Larsen, Russell Brunson, and just my own story, but I know that they do it in the exact same way. So I'm trying to use the epiphany bridge script. Other update is that I done my second episode of Wealth Rockstar Radio. I'm getting more comfortable for the camera, in front of the camera, and yeah, I'll vlog later on or something, my progress, because I still have to write down some hooks and stories. So see you in the next episode. So good morning. It's the end of week 2 of the Funnel Away challenge, and it's the weekend, so it's time for Catchup days. Catchup! Not mayonnaise, ketchup. So the entire week we've been talking about stories and hooks and the origin story, and it used to be very, very difficult to... I'm gonna have a crash in a minute because I gotta see shit. So normally you tell a story and you can see the differences between a good story and a bad story. So if you know the film Hitch, where Will Smith is the law of a doctor, and he sets out on this journey to get this guy hooked up, the fat guy who can dance a little bit. He's from King of Queens or something, and he's in love with this supermodel, and Hitch, played by Will Smith, has the amazing way to get them hooked up. So they set out for a journey to hook the girl up to the guy, and it's the same path. It's the script of a story of the hero's 2 journeys. So that guy sets off to win, to be different, and to win the heart of that girl, and he sets off on the journey of achievement, and that's what I actually want to see, to get the girl. But the second journey is the journey of transformation, because he doesn't really do anything different. He's just himself, and he doesn't really do all the stuff that Hitch says. So that same script we've been using now to tell our origin story. And you wonder from every movie has the same script. That's correct. And if you want to know the value of the script, It's freaking awesome because I can see it now everywhere, in a headline, in an intro from a podcast, in a story that the other people tell. And now the big thing is start practicing stories. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I've been doing with publishing as well. So this all helps me, and here's my sunglasses. This all helps me in evolving into a storyteller. And stories sell. If you wonder why you get attached to something, you always buy from an emotional standpoint. Even though in your mind you're gonna logically justify it. So let me just get low-key and we'll continue this string of thoughts in a minute. So, storytelling, that's what it's all about. So I've been practicing and I've been publishing, and that's one of the biggest things from last week. We should publish. That's a really good thing because I've seen page engagement going up on the page that I created like a week ago. Got 53 likes and did 2 Facebook live sessions, and that's it. And that's cool because I've been banned from Facebook advertising. Apparently I ran an ad that I didn't even run. I run ads for clients. I spent over 28k last year. And that's the funny thing. I spent over 28k on Facebook advertising and my own account is blocked because of fun stupidity. So, storytelling. So I published my origin story, and that's what I want to talk about a little bit more on Wealth Rockstar. And it's kind of the thing, your origin story is the concept why you or me started doing the thing that I do. So in my case, that would be why I quit my job to be more at home with my wife and kids. And the thing is, every business has an origin story, except most businesses don't use the emotional aspect from it. So they tell like, our company has been and we have been doing this and we think this is valuable and we think blah blah blah. Companies like that nobody really cares about. It's companies that say like, oh, we're gonna do this for you and we're gonna get your result like this and this, and if it's more customer based. So if an origin story, that's more, it stinks here, man. If an origin story is more connected, emotional, people actually care. Why do you think those commercials from Nike are actually empowering women? They call out to women, and it's like a journey of a woman running on the road and all the struggles that she faces, and that's from the movie What Women Want or something. So the storytelling is what sells, and that's what it's about. But every story needs to have a good hook. If nobody starts listening, and it's the same like if you're in the street, you showed something, and if people stop, that's a good hook. You go like, I got free this and this. Is it a good hook? Or accident is always a good hook. So I've been in the funnel hacker tribe, very actively busy, and I see people's podcasts, and I'm actually very excited that people are actually doing it. I failed to publish yesterday on my podcast, so I need to shoot an episode right now, and I'm actually thinking about the story which I'm gonna tell. So I got tons of stories. I just need to package them in the format of the script, and then so other people can have an epiphany, and not just me. Because I got, for example, stories about Christmas. Christmas is always a thing in my house, in everybody's house. But I met my wife during Christmas Eve online on the internet. I just had an accident and I was sitting at home. Had a car crash. Wasn't even driving, but somebody drove into the back of my car with 70 kilometers an hour. So I just flew through the car and ended up having a huge whiplash, like from here to here. And the funny thing is now 10 years later I can laugh about it, but at the moment I couldn't even walk, man. I couldn't do nothing. And the thing with whiplash is it's really hard to prove, but you're still in fucking pain. So at my job they thought, this might be faking it. So I actually went to get doctor scans and everything, and they could see a little tear in my spine thing, blah blah blah. And I still lost the job. I struggled for 2 years to keep that job. They put me from left to the right and just tried to bully me out. And at Christmas Eve they withheld like 3 months of my payments just to make me freaking leave. And after I had a lawyer, of course I had a lawyer, but they just decided to go like, oh, sorry, you didn't get your money with Christmas. Yeah. So they withheld 3 months of payment. So I was down and shit. There were people just calling me every day trying to get their money because I was back in mortgage payments. That was freaking Christmas. Freaking Christmas, man. And I have 2 nieces, are my godchildren. I'm their godfather, or how do you say. And it was Christmas, didn't have any money. And that's the shittiest feeling ever when I went shopping, Christmas shopping. And I saw all this stuff. And I actually had to go by myself like, nah, can't buy this, don't have any money. Can't buy this, don't have any money. And I even had to, that year there were no presents for nobody. But I was sitting at Christmas Eve, and that was the story I was telling, eating dry macaroni. And it was just a terrible Christmas, so I left home early, Christmas Eve. I didn't really feel like I belonged there because I didn't have a present for everybody. And I know they all said, oh, that's fine. Well, no, you're struggling. I know that I'm struggling, but it's not fine. And that was like in 2007. That's freaking 11 years ago. And that's the point. You don't have a life if you lose your job. And that's why you should fight for something next to your job that actually makes you money, or pays your income, or pays your house, or everything. So I didn't have any money, and I went home on Christmas Eve. That's how shitty I felt, man. Getting presents from everybody, but not being able to give it. So even though I've been going to work, and I had a contract, they should pay me every month. They said, oh, something went wrong, and that time I just really freaked. And I actually called up HR and said, listen, and she went like, oh, sorry, we didn't pay you, but you get that next month. And I'm like, what? It's Christmas, and I totally freaked out. And in my stupid state of mind, I told that girl that was working there that, how do you think I should do Christmas, and New Year is coming up, and how do you think you would have handled this? And she's like, well, you get your money next month. And she was just very not caring. So I told that woman that she should watch when she was crossing the street. Stupid remark. So, but I was so upset, man. I didn't have money for 3 months. I was eating dry macaroni, and I finally went online on my computer and joined the game Second Life. And I've been running around there, and that's where I met my wife on Christmas Eve. So I was just fooling around. Don't know if you know Second Life. Second Life is an animated world where you can have an avatar and you can run around and drive cars, and it's like your Second Life. You can build houses and go anywhere. You can have sex there and stuff like that. I just saw that, so if you push a button, those animated avatars would do moves. So I was a little bit, in a weird state of mind. So my avatar, normally a butch guy, which I'm really not that tall or that butch, but my guy in Second Life was really butch. But it was Christmas, so I went to the shops in Second Life and bought an elf costume. And I put that on the avatar and started flying around there in the world of Second Life. And I never even talked really to anybody because you could chat and listen, and people would use their mic and have entire conversations, and if you would just go close you could listen in on them. So all of a sudden somebody runs up to me, or in Second Life, and it's my wife. spoke for the first time on Second Life, and she's like, hi, it is my first time, and it was her first time. She just got a computer, it was her first time on Second Life, and she's like, what can we do here? So my dirty mind instantly went to Mariposa. So that was a thing there, and you could push buttons, and then those avatars would assume positions, and you could program them. So they were doing sex positions, and I just cracked her up, man. And she's like, oh, you're such a weirdo. I'm like, I know. I could be a serial killer. I killed my neighbors, and we just had a great time. But that was the worst and the best Christmas. So the worst Christmas because I didn't have a plan. Nobody around me, no freaking money, and nothing to actually eat. I was eating dry macaroni because I hadn't been paid for 3 months. Didn't give any presents to my family. Received presents though, which I hated, because I like to give presents more than I like to receive them, because a 40-year-old uncle shouldn't get presents when he's not able to get stuff for his wean. Back then I was 30, so that saves 10 years. But just a really crappy evening. And that's when I thought, from this is never happening to me again. So I started Googling how to make money online, and started following webinars and getting totally obsessed. And 10 years later, I'm actually making money online. And the crappy thing is, struggles don't change though. I have more money now, and I always thought I shared in the beginning that my wife is having depressions or anxieties, or she's just really fucking depressed sometimes. And it's really hard for her to get out of bed. And I always thought, because she had that like 5 years ago as well, that this was a financial thing. I always thought that if we got money, all this is gonna go away. So I quit my job, found a way to find money, to make money. But stress doesn't go away, it's still the same. So we're still fighting issues, the same issues. Didn't have that 10 years ago. I actually noticed the depressions when we got our kid. So stayed more in bed and stuff like that. So it's not about making money and then all the stupid stuff ends. No, your worries still stay the same, man. You just have to look for different angles to look at those problems. So that's also in business. Every problem still remains, man. So I'm trying to find stories and just thinking about the amazing content of the challenge of the last few days, because it's been really amazing. Oh my god, this dog's driving me crazy, man. So that's the end of it too. I should do a podcast in a minute and go live on Facebook. So hope you are enjoying the entire walkthrough of my entire journey of the One Funnel Away challenge. I'm gonna show you stuff later on which I built and how it's gonna fit in my funnel. Next week we're actually building the funnel. So we've done all the offer hacking, product creation, offer creation, and next week we're actually building the funnel, just plugging it in, and then it should be making money. So if you want to know what I'm actually doing all this time and why you're listening to me, go to wealthrockstarradio.com, subscribe to the podcast. It's my new podcast, 3rd episode coming out after this video. If you want to know how I make money online, go to wealthrockstar.com, sign up, and I'll give you a copy of my entire business for free. And even if you like to, I set it up for you. That's not for free, but I can help you set it up and you start making passive income. So those were my thoughts on the One Funnel Away challenge. Been blabbering on for quite a while. So see you next time. So welcome, Rockstars. Making this 4th episode from inside my car, or the 3rd episode. Don't even know which one it is anymore. So struggling to find time to actually do the podcast and combine it with video and everything. So that's me struggling. But still, I want to talk about how I got started. And the things that kept me 10 years from getting started for my own. So, I was working at Vodafone and I had those network surveillance shifts, like you would be sitting in a chair the entire night eating shawarma and pizza and stuff like that and waiting for something to happen. So you would have a lot of free time, and there were a lot of technical people, and I was an engineer back in the day when you still needed to know stuff about websites and servers and everything like that. I actually knew stuff. So we were sitting there, and because it was always the night shift that I liked, because during the day you could do stuff, sleep a few hours and go a night shift. And there were actually colleagues of mine that actually slept during the night shift, because we were two people and a shit hit the fan, you could always wake them up. And we actually left somebody who actually fell asleep, and we went home at 7 o'clock, so the entire office filled, and he woke up sitting there with all desks filled. Cool time. So during that time I always thought it would be nice to have your own business and start for yourself, and the only thought that always keeps you from starting for yourself is like, I don't have an idea on what to go and sell or what to go and do, so what the heck should I be doing? So the first time I wanted to start for myself, I came up with some services that I could do, like web hosting, web design, SEO services, and all the skills that I've been learning during those 10 years of night shift at Vodafone. It wasn't only night shift, but I started building a website, and I started getting really stressed out because I didn't have a logo, and I created a logo, actually spent money on software to go get the logo created, because I didn't want to hire somebody. I went like, I have to start a second business, and that's always a stupid mindset that you think from, I need the software, so you buy the software, which indeed a logo would be much easier. And I started worrying about all these little things that don't even matter when you set up your business, because when you look it up here in school and on the websites how to start a business, they go like, yeah, you should create a business plan, and that business plan will set you back for 31 days because you have no freaking idea what to write there. It has all these fancy things in there and you don't even know what to write. So that sets you back 30 days, and then you start figuring out a logo, and freaking hell, I even went to the bookshop to get a nice pen and started making my desk and then this, and it's all mindset. It's totally backwards, man. If you start your business, you shouldn't figure out what to sell. You should grab a product or a service. If you don't have one of your own yourself, you go to affiliate things and you just figure out what you want to sell. Not the actual product, but in what market would you be? It's like 3 markets: wealth, health, and relationships. So if you're a fitness guy, you're probably into health. And if you like doing stuff in health, you could start publishing your own videos and doing this. So you just need to start. That's the point. And my entire business and website didn't bring me any money. I set up 150 websites before I actually made a few bucks online, and it was every time that I make a few bucks I got slapped by Google, because I was depending on SEO and other ranking sites and link trading and link building, and all this stuff went into setting up your website and getting found by Google and ranking high in Google, and you spend all these hours optimizing your website. And I figured out now, you don't even need a freaking website, man. You just need a landing page, a thank you page, and email communication. That's freaking 3 steps, and it's so freaking easy, because every website has visitors but no customers. Needs to be, do you know when you get into Subways and they ask you, what bun do you want? What topping do you want? What do you want? Hot cheese, normal cheese? Do you want this cheese? Any freaking cheese would be fine, but they make it so freaking hard that I don't like going to Subways unless somebody else orders for me. Go to my wife like, yeah, you know what I want, give me that, and otherwise I freak out. And that's the same with a website. The website stresses out your customer, and a confused mind will always say no. So your website does not help improve your sales or conversions. I made a adult coloring book website, and it's called Adult Coloring Book Course, and that website has one button, start here. And then they opt in, and either they opt in and buy my course, or they pass off and go somewhere else. And the people who opted in, I can retarget through email. So I don't even have websites now, I just launched funnels. And if you have no idea what funnels are, go to Wealth Rockstar Radio and sign up. I give you a free masterclass where I show you exactly what a funnel is, and that you don't need a website, so you don't need hosting, you don't need web designers, you don't need to spend time on all this crap. The biggest pages that make the biggest sales don't even have logos or fancy designs or anything. It's all about the sales message. So stop figuring out what you're gonna sell, but how you're gonna sell it. That's what matters. And if you figure out how you can sell, then you can sell everything. You go to a car dealership, for example, and go like, hey, do you want me to work here for an afternoon and close some sales? If you know how to sell. Online it's much easier. You just go to an affiliate network, or like I did, I set up this course and thought I would be raking in the money with upsells and this and that. And a few months later I check my ClickFunnels account, and I actually see that I made 12k in ClickFunnels just by... I nearly had a crash there from behind. So I made more on affiliate commissions than I did on the actual course. And it's still coming in. Sticky cookies. Want to learn more about sticky cookies? Talk to you next time. So get out of your head. You don't need a logo, you don't need a briefcase. You just need something like a skill, and that's the skill on how to sell. And if you want to get this skill and learn how to sell, then you just sign up for Wealth Rockstar Radio. Okie dokie. See you in the next episode. So, welcome back. It's a publishing day, and it's Catchup day for the 1 Funnel Away challenge, and I'm also using this to make the newest podcast that you can listen to on anchor.fm. It's Wealth Rockstar Radio. So today I wanted to talk about the launch of Wealth Rockstar Radio. That's the first thing, so you can actually go to Wealth Rockstar Radio and actually see all the episodes. You can listen to what I've been doing in the past times. So you can see how I built my funnels, how I set up my systems, and that's what I want to talk about today, because as we speak now, as I'm recording this podcast, it's all about working smarter and setting up systems. As soon as you start working in your own business and it's just you, without a team backup or anyone behind you, you need to work smarter. So that's why I started making videos, and I use my content multiplier that's inside Wealth Rockstar Radio. It's a membership that you can join. You can actually get my entire business model, and you can actually start implementing all the stuff that I'm doing right now. So what the heck have I been doing? So you might have seen all these videos that I've been making. So I've been documenting my journey on the 30-day challenge, which I've signed up for with ClickFunnels. So what is the 30-day challenge? The 30-day challenge is the challenge that 30 club members from ClickFunnels, and a comma club is the club that people join who made $1 million inside ClickFunnels. So they asked those people, 30 of them, what they would do if they would lose everything. So they set out an entire path, 30-day plan, and I accepted the challenge, and I'm documenting all the steps of the way. So by starting your own business, and that's a story that I wanted to share, I quit my job, started for myself, and something happens in your mind as soon as you start working for yourself. There's only one thing that you can think of: who's going to be my next customer, when I'm going to sell my next product. Several things you're going to think about. And how do I plan my time? Because I need to make videos on YouTube and on the Facebook Live things, and everybody's running all over the place, and you just get overwhelmed. And that's why I wanted to talk today about the systems that I use, the tools that I use. You can go to Wealth Rockstar Radio, like I said, and you can sign up there and see the entire resources list, my entire system. So I want to show you, but I'm still going live. So another thing when you start your own business is that you need to automate your system to get clients. And I'm currently automating that live on YouTube. So another thing about planning your time is that you make content once in my content multiplier on Wealth Rockstar Radio, and you distribute it on multiple platforms. So I've been shooting these videos, for example, documenting my journey, and then I upload them to YouTube. I stream them live on Facebook, I stream them live on YouTube, I create a blog post from it, I use them for Instagram pictures, use them on my Instagram stories, and that's all happening now with the systems that I'm using to just save time. And that's what any business should have, good systems. So let me just show you what I'm doing now, because I dedicated myself for 365 days of publishing. So I'm actually recording all the steps, but because I want to do a Facebook Live every day, but sometimes a live cannot be done, I found a way around that. So you always find a solution. Don't get stuck in your own thing from, I don't know how to do that, freaking Google it. Everybody ran into that same problem 30,000 times, so somebody already figured it out. So I didn't want to stream live, but I did want to use the advantages of live. So instead of sitting here and talking live, I recorded a video and streamed that with OBS Player, OBS Studio. It's right in front of me. I can show you actually. Let me just quickly show you. So this is, and if you're listening to the podcast, you cannot see what I'm doing on my screen, but I'm actually showing how I'm live on YouTube now, if I can find my mouse, while making this podcast. So with this little nifty thing, I can record a video and then just screencast the shit out of it as being live. So I did that on Facebook as well. So I have to check out Facebook, and we go to Wealth Rockstar Radio. Then you can see that I had an entire live session for 1 hour and 15 minutes. That's freaking awesome. And there it is. See, 2 hours ago I was live for more than an hour. And that's what I mean with working smarter but not harder. So this is how it works. I get everything on my Trello board, all my ideas are right here. Then I define those ideas into content that I need to create. You can see then I just head out for one day and just film the crap out of everything. It's like the journey, it's all in here. So by doing all these videos, later on I have checklists. So you can see I want this on my YouTube channel, I want this on my Insta story, I want this on my Facebook post creation, and then I can dedicate this to VAs, so I don't have to do this myself. So if you want to know how to actually freaking do all this crap, let me just camera a little bit. And I just marked something here. If you want to know how to do all this, let me just delete that, I just touched something here. Okay, if you want to know how to do all this and set up the system that I'm using and use my content multiplier, you just head over to Wealth Rockstar Radio, which I wanted to show you as well, because we just launched this and that's part of the 30-day challenge as well. So if you're thinking about your situation and you're stuck between your boss and you don't know where to start, I'm actually giving you the exact steps that you need to take, and you're gonna get my entire journey documented from day one to day. I don't know when I'm gonna stop, because I'm actually getting a buzz out of this. So see you in the next video, and I'll be streaming this maybe live. So go to wealthrockstarradio.com and sign up. So I already said that we launched Wealth Rockstar Radio, and this is the page. So you can listen now, and it instantly opens the podcast. There are 2 episodes on there. So if you didn't hear them, check them out. You can opt in here for free Academy access. You get a copy of the exact business that I'm actually talking about in this podcast. So why am I doing this? Because I hated spending 10 hours a day away from my family just to make money for my boss. Actually grew a company from 20 or 25k a month to 100k a month, and I was still making the same money. And I had to drive for 3 hours to work, so that wasn't cool. You can see my daughter sitting and reading the Expert Secrets book. So if you sign up, you're gonna get Academy access, some reviews from other people, what they were thinking, why traditional websites are dead, and claim your Rockstar Master package now. So if you go to Wealth Rockstar Radio, that's the page we just launched. I'm still working on putting together the entire membership, so that's that. There's somebody walking in the background. He's gonna sit down. He's not working. Go back to work. So that's the site we created in the system that I'm using. So tune in for the next episode. Go to wealthrockstarradio.com.